Welcome to ZoomInData, your go-to channel for in-depth data engineering, analytics, and modern cloud technology interview preparation. In this video, we dive deep into the top 25 cost management and capacity planning in Microsoft Fabric interview questions for 2025, updated as of early 2026. Perfect for data architects, administrators, finance leads, and anyone preparing for Fabric capacity management, budgeting, optimization, or enterprise scaling roles. We cover pay-for-use consumption units, CU, autoscaling, smoothing, SKU selection, FSKUs, reserved capacities, monitoring via Capacity Metrics app, workload isolation, cost forecasting, budgeting alerts, performance per cost optimization, and best practices, all explained in clear, interview-ready technical language to help you confidently ace your next interview. 1. How does cost management work in Microsoft Fabric? Fabric uses a pay-for-use consumption model based on capacity units, CU, charged only for active compute time across all workloads. Idle periods exceeding 2 hours incur no charges, with background operations smoothed over 24 hours to avoid spikes. Costs aggregate at capacity level, covering Lakehouse, warehouse, power buy, pipelines, and real-time intelligence uniformly. Reserved capacities offer predictable pricing with discounts for committed usage over 1 to 3 years. 2. What is capacity planning in Fabric? Capacity planning involves selecting appropriate SKU, F2 to F2048, or reserved instances based on projected workload volume, concurrency, and growth. It balances interactive performance, background operations, and cost by forecasting consumption units over time. Tools like Capacity Metrics app and SKU Estimator analyze historical usage for right-sizing recommendations. Planning accounts for bursting, autoscaling, and workload isolation to prevent throttling. 3. How does Fabric manage compute costs? Compute build in CU seconds for active foreground operations, queries, pipeline runs, notebook executions. Background tasks, refresh, compaction, smoothed over 24 hours at reduced rate, avoiding peak charges. Autoscaling bursts temporary CUs during spikes, charged only for duration used. Direct Lake and incremental processing minimize active compute time for analytics. 4. How does Fabric manage storage costs? OneLake storage builds separately at Azure Files premium tier rates, with no duplication across workloads. Delta compression, vacuuming, and retention policies optimize long-term storage footprint. Shortcuts virtualize external data, eliminating ingestion storage costs. Hot, cold tiering in EventHouse further reduces streaming storage expense. 5. How does Fabric optimize resource utilization? Autoscaling dynamically adjusts vCores based on concurrency and load, minimizing idle resources. Smoothing distributes background operations evenly to prevent throttling and SKU upgrades. Direct Lake and result caching reduce compute-intensive refreshes and queries. High concurrency mode shares Spark sessions efficiently across notebooks. 6. How does Fabric allocate capacity across workloads? Shared Capacity Pool serves all workloads, Lakehouse, warehouse, power buy, etc., with fair scheduling. Workload isolation options dedicate portions for predictable performance in critical areas. Throttling and priority queuing manage contention during peaks. Monitoring Hub breaks down consumption by workload for targeted optimization. 7. How does Fabric monitor cost usage? Capacity Metrics app visualizes CU consumption over time with interactive charts and time point drill down. Breakdown by workload, operation type, and item identifies high-cost drivers. Overload analysis correlates throttling with specific activities. Exportable data supports custom power by cost dashboards. 8. How does Fabric forecast capacity requirements? SKU Estimator tool projects future needs based on historical usage trends and growth rates. Capacity Metrics app trends consumption with forecasting lines for proactive scaling. Workload-specific patterns, e.g., end-of-month spikes, inform reserved capacity decisions. Integration with Azure Cost Management provides broader forecasting context. 9. How does Fabric prevent cost overruns? Budget alerts notify on approaching CU thresholds via email or Teams. Auto-scaling caps and manual SKU limits prevent uncontrolled bursting. Throttling gracefully degrades performance instead of unlimited scaling. Idle shutdown and pay-for-use model inherently limit unexpected charges. 10. How does Fabric manage workload prioritization? Interactive queries prioritized over background operations for user experience. Dedicated capacities isolate critical workloads from noisy neighbors. Custom throttling policies per workload balance resource allocation. Monitoring insights guide prioritization adjustments. 11. How does Fabric support cost optimization strategies? Incremental processing, direct lake, and result caching minimize active compute time. Right-sizing via SKU Estimator and reserved capacities reduce unit costs. Workload-specific tuning, e.g., auto-compaction, lowers background overhead. Cost allocation tags, preview, enable chargeback by department. 12. How does Fabric handle dynamic scaling? Auto-scaling bursts temporary CUs beyond base SKU during peaks, charged proportionally. Optimistic admission allows short overruns without immediate throttling. Smoothing absorbs sustained load to delay permanent upgrades. Manual SKU change or reserved instances for predictable scaling. 13. How does Fabric manage peak workloads? Bursting provides immediate extra capacity for sudden spikes without pre-provisioning. Throttling queues non-critical operations during extreme peaks. Reserved capacities guarantee baseline for known peak periods. Monitoring forecasts peaks for proactive scheduling adjustments. 14. How does Fabric support budgeting and cost controls? Tenant-level budgets set CU thresholds with alerts and optional hard caps. Capacity Metrics app tracks spend against budgets with forecasting. Chargeback via cost allocation tags, preview, by workspace or domain. Reserved capacities lock predictable costs for financial planning. 15. How does Fabric manage license usage? Fabric capacities, FSKUs, include power by premium features without separate licensing. Pay-for-use avoids per-user licenses for most scenarios. Pro users access shared capacity items without additional cost. Embedding requires capacity-backed licensing. 16. How does Fabric integrate cost management with monitoring? Capacity Metrics app combines usage, cost, and performance views in single interface. Time point analysis correlates cost spikes with specific workloads or operations. Alerts link cost thresholds to monitoring notifications. Lineage traces expensive items for optimization. 17. How does Fabric optimize performance per cost unit? Direct lake and incremental patterns deliver high throughput with low CU consumption. Native execution engine and V-order accelerate queries for better CU efficiency. Result caching and materialized views reduce repeated expensive operations. SKU selection balances vCores and memory for workload fit. 18. How does Fabric manage cross-team capacity sharing? Shared capacities pool resources across teams with fair scheduling. Workload isolation dedicates portions for team-specific SLAs. Cost allocation tags enable chargeback by team or department. Monitoring per workspace supports team-level usage transparency. 19. How does Fabric support enterprise cost governance? Tenant budgets and alerts enforce enterprise spending limits. Purview cost insights, preview, correlate with governance domains. Reserved capacities provide predictable enterprise budgeting. Admin controls centralize SKU and scaling decisions. 20. How does Fabric handle cost transparency? Capacity Metrics app provides detailed breakdown by workload, item, and operation. Exportable data enables custom chargeback and reporting dashboards. Timepoint views explain cost drivers during specific periods. Integration with Azure Cost Management for unified billing. 21. How does Fabric manage reserved capacity? Reserved instances commit to 1 to 3 year terms for discounted CU rates. Provides predictable baseline performance without bursting variability. Convertible between SKUs for flexibility as needs evolve. Savings calculator compares to pay-as-you-go for ROI. 22. How does Fabric support financial planning? Forecasting in Metrics app projects future spend based on trends. Reserved capacity commitments enable accurate budgeting. Chargeback tags support departmental cost allocation. Integration with Azure Billing for consolidated forecasting. 23. How does Fabric manage multi-region costs? Regional capacities allow workload placement for latency and sovereignty. Cost varies slightly by region. Metrics app tracks per capacity spend. Geo-replication options balance redundancy with cost. Centralized billing aggregates multi-region usage. 24. How does Fabric handle long-term cost optimization? Reserved capacities lock lower rates for steady workloads. Architectural patterns, direct lake, incremental, reduce ongoing consumption. Regular reviews using Metrics app and estimator guide SKU adjustments. Automation, auto-compaction, caching, sustains efficiency over time. 25. What are best practices for cost management in Fabric? Start with pay-as-you-go FSKU. Monitor for 30 to 60 days before reserving capacity for predictable workloads. Implement direct lake, incremental processing, and materialized views to minimize active CU time. Use Capacity Metrics app weekly. Set budget alerts and review high consumption items regularly. Enable auto-scaling, smoothing. Isolate critical workloads and align SKU with peak concurrency needs. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you prepare for your Microsoft Fabric interview, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your network. Don't forget to subscribe to ZoomInData and hit the bell icon for more in-depth data engineering, analytics, and cloud technology interview prep videos every week. Drop your questions or topic requests in the comments. Let's zoom in on your success together.